Greetings to you. I'm Brother James Muhammad, a student in the ministry of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and your host for this week's segment of Closing the Gap broadcast. As always, it is a great honor this evening to be with my co-hosts, my dear sister Stala Muhammad, the managing editor of the Final Call newspaper, the greatest paper that has ever been published by the greatest publisher. And of course, our dear brother, student minister Chad Muhammad of the great mosque, and I say great with bias, Muhammad Mosque number 47. I want to greet all of you with the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
And of course, we have our esteemed guest. But before we introduce our dear brother, Barry Muhammad, hailing from the city of Atlanta by way of Miami, we always open up in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, the one God to whom all praise is due, the Lord of the worlds. We thank Almighty God Allah for his merciful and prophetic intervention in our affairs in the person of Master Fard Muhammad. And we thank him for raising up from our midst his messenger, Messiah, the exalted Christ, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, through whom we have been given our beloved and blessed Redeemer. And I refer to him as my personal Savior. The man of whom I speak is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. In their names, beloved listeners and viewers, beloved hosts and esteemed guests, we greet you all with the greeting words of peace. Once again, we say it in the Arabic language, Assalamu alaikum.
Salam, sir.
Approximately 28 years ago, we were blessed, for those of us who were around, and we here were all around, we were blessed to witness a day that God had made. And that day, of course, was October 7th, 1995.
95, come on.
Yes, which was called the Million, but it turned out to be the 2 Million Man March. Nothing since or before has ever taken place. It was, as the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan referred to it, a glimpse of heaven. Very soon, in fact, a few days from now, we will celebrate the 28th anniversary of the Million Man March, the theme of which was atonement, reconciliation, and responsibility. And we're certainly going to talk about that. But we also want to talk about, we have our brother with us representing the 10,000 Fearless, hailing from the city of Atlanta under the wonderful and esteemed leadership of our dear brother, student minister Abdul Sharif Muhammad, the 10,000 Fearless. And we definitely want to talk about that. I remember when it came up, Brother Barry,
yes, sir,
some of our enemies were trembling. 10,000 Fearless, what? What will the Fearless do? And then, of course, justice or else. So they were afraid, and some of us may have been afraid. And we thank Almighty God, Allah, for the wonderful guidance of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan to assuage the fears of both our outright enemies and our fearful so-called Negro brothers and sisters. So we're very happy to host this evening our dear brother, Barry Muhammad, not organizing necessarily, but organizing the movement of the 10,000 Fearless, which I believe the headquarters of that movement is in Atlanta. Is that right, Brother Barry?
Yes, sir.
All praises due to Allah. Please give Student Minister Abdul Sharif Muhammad, our dear brother Captain Oliver, our sister Nusaiba, and all of the laborers and believers in Atlanta, our love and greetings.
Yes, sir.
All praises due to Allah. I'd
Yes,
like to turn the microphone over now to our dear sister Stala Muhammad for her opening words, and let's get rolling.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Brother James. I would like to, of course, greet our Closing the Gap viewing and listening audience in the greeting words of peace of Assalamu alaikum. I'm excited to be back once again for another episode. And we encourage our viewing and listening audience as we interview and speak with our brother Barry Muhammad this evening. Any questions that you have for our brother, please kindly place your questions in the chat and we will get through as many of them as possible this evening. And Brother James, I remember that day nearly 28 years ago, myself as a processing sister in the Nation of Islam. I had not quite yet received my ex. That was to come shortly a couple of months later. But, it's just a reminder to me that we need to make sure that we take a hold of our own narrative, because no one is going to share what really happened, the magnitude and the importance of that day better than those who were blessed to be around. So we need to make sure that, each and every year that we are sharing this history with brothers and sisters who may not have been around then, may have been little children then. But the Million Man March is a day that should never be far from the hearts and minds of our people, not only here in North America, but around the world. So just wanted to share that. And with that, I will pass the mic to my brother, Student Minister Chad Muhammad, for his opening remarks.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you, Sister Stalin. I'm also just reflecting, 28 years ago, I came into the Nation of Islam in 94 myself, but actually I was, I came into the Nation of Islam while I was out on bond. So I still had the, just being a little transparent, but I still had to, deal with what I did. So I was heading up the road, so I was incarcerated during the time of the Million Man March. But, it's something because I remember they showed the excerpts of it on CNN and C-SPAN, and they made sure that they showed areas that wasn't full. Like a few people was here and there, and I'm looking on the TV like they was trying to make it seem like, we weren't nowhere near the number, So I didn't find out about it till later. The people that really saw it, that got a chance to see it on other channels such as BET and whatnot. But that was I'll never forget just coming into the teachers. I thought when I was incarcerated, I told the brothers in there, because I just came into the teacher, I was like, yeah, after this, brother, we all gonna be out. Like, I thought we was just gonna get out of jail, like out of prison. I said, yeah, we good to go. Like, I thought it was gonna change like that, but needless to say, a monumental day. And I would just leave on this point too. As an educator at the school I'm at, I got a chance to teach history for years, and the principal allowed me to order the commentary books of the Nation of Islam from the Final Call. And now the children, every October the 16th around that date, we can go over and we implement it as part of history at Legacy Preparatory Academy. So it's a great day, great weekend. Looking forward to hear from my dear brother Barry Muhammad. And just also wanted to give you the greetings, Brother Barry Muhammad, on behalf of our student regional minister and the believers of Mosque 47 in the 7th region of Assalamu alaikum also.
Wa alaikum salam, my brother.
Praise
I want to turn the greetings from Minister Sharif Muhammad and the laboring staff, and also the 10,000 Fearless staff that we have in Atlanta. And we're the 10,000 Fearless headquarters of the South. Want to make sure that we understand that we're in our area working each and every day to make a better in the community. But the main thing is to go in the community and get between the guns in our community. And that's how we started. We started October. After the 2015, we came from October. We started November. That month later, the first thing we did is we got a truckload of food. We went in what you call the so-called worst part of Atlanta. We went in here under the student guidance of Minister Sharif, and we fed 600 people. And it was cold that day, and they came on out. We was hear and obey, and we carried that out, and we did that several times. In the following month of December, we purchased the house. Of October, purchased a house in December 15th in the community, and we started from there, working in the community, getting between the guns, and also doing the conflict resolution that we had inside the house in our community, working in the area. And that's one of the things that Minister Abdul Sharif was he's he really loved the people in the community, and he showed us how to love the people and how to serve the people, because our understanding of serving the people is a little more different. But when he gave us how you love someone, you're concerned by someone. If you're concerned by someone, they'll begin to come to the Mars and make a change wherever they're at. So that's one of the things that we've done first, we establishing here with the 10,000 Fearless. The conflict resolution room, the community patrolling, and we went dealing with the neighborhood and the children in our neighborhood. On our first event, there was a gentleman named Devontae Muhammad, his Minister Sharif grandson, Brother Eric Muhammad. They was the first one to do a conflict resolution. They was doing a community patrol in the neighborhood, and they noticed the young man was dating the young lady belonged inside the man's house. Young man disrespected the young man in the house, and the older man went to the car to get his gun, and the young man to get his gun, and they got between them two, and they solved the problem in the conflict resolution, showing the young man that he was wrong and he have to respect someone's house. That was the first one that we had over in this area called the Vine City, the Bluff. The Bluff is the largest heroin market in the Southeast. The crime was high. But once we started community patrolling and showing our people love in our community, the crime went down tremendously. Tremendously. And that was very important. It went down so much, the chief of police came over in Atlanta, Georgia. He came, and the first thing he wanted to know, how did we get the crime down? That was the first thing he wanted to know. How did we get that crime down? And when he found out that we got the crime, he looked at us and said, keep doing what you want, keep doing what y'all doing. In DeKalb County, that's the other city outside of Atlanta, he came. He wanted to talk because he was so fascinating what we were doing, working with Minister Sharif, following the instruction to make Minister Farrakhan wear a bomb. And that's what we did. We went out in the community, talked to our people, showed the training that we had from the Nation of Islam under the leadership of our Supreme Captain Mustafa Farrakhan. But Minister Sharif told us each and every day, when you go out in the community dealing with the people, show the people the utmost respect. Train us before we went out. We took a course, Minister James, under his leadership, how to identify if it's a domestic violence situation thing, or if it's a situation dealing with mental illness. We know when to call the police, not so the police, but the mental ward to deal with a patient. So people in the community loved what we was doing, showing that respect and the love that we had, each and every day. And one of the key things that was so important that we did is that we fed in that area twice a week. No one was over here feeding twice a week, the community. Because we had on food bank, People United for Change. Our food bank started in 2015. The food bank started in 2005. When Minister Sharif got here, we started feeding at the mosque first. So we transferred all that over into 2 locations that we was feeding. So what that did, that made the people know that we was concerned. And we did a clothing drive with the people. The clothing drive in the Bluff was every day. They knew you went to the 10,000 Fearless, clothes was there every day. Final call was every day in our community. And also too, our Minister Sharif had training. The center at the house was called the Rockmar Training Center. Wow. Most of the people are aware of that. He named it after Rockmont. You mean? It was the Rockmont Training Center that we did in the Bluff area. And it was a central location that everyone noticed in the community. We noticed the work that we was doing. We was working with different various organizations in the community. One of the pastors from the church, from the white organization, came by, one of the black guys. He said, man, I can't deny y'all doing the work of Jesus. We were serving the people. We was loving the people. We was concerned each and every day. We had our Veterans Affairs, which was a main point of Brother Street wanted us to do. We did with the veterans. We did the intake for the veterans. We carried out in the community, make sure that all the brothers had the information to get there. Because Minister Sharif had made a visit to them, and he let them know that he was concerned by the preacher, our people in our community. And one of the key things they said, whatever you need, Brother Sharif, we got your back. And they helped us out, and we support the community on various things. And also one of the things we did was key to, on Sunday, we took them to the mosque. You see what I'm saying? We picked them up and we took them into the mosque in one of the buses, you know what I mean? And sometimes when they get to the mosque and they wanted to leave, we'll take them to another church. We wanted to support our people and make a change in each and everything that we do in our community. You know, Minister Farrakhan speak to more churches than he speak to mosques. And our people in our area, we helped them out. We wasn't here to convert them to something that they already should belong to, or whatever they wanted to do in the community. And that's one of the things about the different pastors that we work with in the community, who still today deliver clothes to us in the community every week to give out clothes to the community. And because they noticed one thing, we was interested in the person life developing, changing each and every day. And that's one of the key things that I had to learn, because I didn't know how to do it. Minister Reese trained me how to go in our community, me, the different brothers and the sisters, to identify situation things in our neighborhood. And that's why the crime went down in that area. The crime is down on Campbellton Road, wherever the Muslims go, and wherever the Final Call go, and the 10,000 Fearless go. We have signs throughout the community, come and stop the killing, people calling. We are also too, one of the things that they done in DC that we did here is that we joined different organizations. You know, we came out the local organized committee, Reverend Tim McDonald Church, he was the co-chair. He was the chair, and Minister Sharif was the co-chair. We joined the different organizations, the People Agenda, the Concerned Black Clergy, the South Florida Christian Organization. We was a part of all of that. You know, we worked together. We went to the meeting. We support different things in a community, and we do it every week. We go to the different organizations and support the different attorneys, different situations. Things happen in our community. We was really concerned. And that's why people love the idea of the 10,000 Fearless, because it's not really a point where you could say, I'm trying to convert you. We just want to improve in each and every life that we could be able to touch and make our community a safe and decent place to live.
Beautiful. Absolutely. Let me say this. I'm going to pass the mic over to our dear brother, Student Minister Chad Muhammad. But our dear brother, Student Minister, Student Regional Minister, Abdul Sharif Muhammad, is not new to being a people person. And there was a hallmark declaration that underscores and defines our dear brother and his work as a helper to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is hear and obey. Hear. That's right. And obey.
Yes, sir.
Or the minister could get it all the way out of his mouth. Brother Minister is already involved in making his word flesh. He's always been that way from the time that we were blessed to know him when he was in Washington. Wonderful helper to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Yes, sir.
Brother Chad.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you, dear brother. I got a chance to speak, Brother James. So if you want to start the question off, we can go right into Sister Starla if you're good.
Well, all praises due to Allah. Starla, if you'd like to start with the question.
Praise be to Allah.
Yes,
Thank you, sir.
Of course. Now, Brother James, you didn't do your customary reading. I don't know if our dear brother, Brother Barry Muhammad, has a bio or anything like that.
Oh, you're absolutely right, sis. You know, and he's such a humble brother. His bio was about a sentence and a half. This man been in the nation for how long, Brother Barry? Since the 80s, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but he got a sentence and a half bio. So
Okay.
what we'd like you to do, Brother Barry, tell us about your sojourn in the Nation of Islam, your experiences under the leadership of course, Student Minister Bia, great legend of the Nation of Islam, elder and pioneer, and of course, Student Minister Abdul Sharif Muhammad. Go right ahead, dear brother.
Yes, sir. I came in the nation in '86, joined in '86. I was around in '83. I came from college. I was out in Dallas, Texas, and I picked up my first message to the black man. I was in Dallas, Texas, and I was an athlete traveling, trying to go to school. But after 1 year, I couldn't play no more college ball. It just my whole spirit was gone from that, and I came into the Nation of Islam, and I started working in the community in Miami, and made my transition to Atlanta. When I got here to Atlanta, I was taking in my brother Sterling, Captain Curtis, and at the time Minister Jamil, and it was rolling. You know what I mean? I'm talking about it was rolling.
Remember that time, definitely.
Yeah, man, it was rolling. So we got in here and we worked out together and rolling, and went through and came through and support, introduced to the major city. I'm gonna jump right in when Minister Sharif came here. When he got here, he had a certain amount of days to turn it around, and we turned it around here in Atlanta. I got to give you that question, brother. He turned that thing around. We was in the streets with that final call. He taught that proper handling of people, that respect back to the community, back to the FOI, and he put Atlanta back on the map.
That's right.
By basically doing the work in the papers and things like that. Mars was packed, sometimes 12, 1,300 people in the Mars. Every Sunday was a Savior's Day. We had the flatbed truck riding all through the community.
Yes.
And that created that buzz and the work in the community. And the people knew something was different. And then they began to come around, and then we began to visit more churches and different things. My family, we grew up in the church, and I ain't never been to so many churches in my life with Brother Sharif. And began to meet more people,
Yeah.
And that was one of the beautiful things. We went in the community, met more people, and he was humble. And that's something that we all have to be humble. And when you bring humbleness to your people, they already know we got the baddest man on the planet.
That's
God's man. But he was humble to respect the people. And that's when we begin to be able to train all of us to be humble and don't be arrogant, because Minister Farrakhan is arrogant and Brother Street carried everything he asked to do. And that's one of the reasons that we broke the ice in the community with the respect for each other. And that's how we began to start it. And when that 2015 hit at 10,000 Phillies, we took off. We started working in the community.
Yes. And, if I may, just to my personal experience with the humility of our brother, that Student Minister Abdul Sharif Muhammad, just before, I think he was on his way to the South, I got a call, and this call literally overwhelmed me. He was on the other end, giving me the greetings, letting me know that he was coming to the South. Now, here's a man that formerly the supreme captain of the Nation of Islam. He said, I'll never forget this call. He said, Brother James, I just want to let you know, if you need anything, any kind of help that I can offer to you. I was flabbergasted. Here I am, a little minister here in Tampa, Florida. And of course, used to being under his direction, not only as a supreme captain, but when he was the captain in Washington, the impact that he had reverberated from Washington to New York, because we were in New York. Very powerful brother, but humble, as you said. I will never forget that. That's part of my history. If I ever write a book, that certainly will be listed on the pages. So I want to thank our dear brother, Student Minister Abdul Sharif Muhammad, for his great work, his great example, being a follower, an obedient follower of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and a man who eliminates excuses. Couldn't make excuses around him. All praises is due to Allah. Let's continue. Thank you for your brief history, dear brother. Let's continue, Brother Student Minister Chad.
Okay, he's passing it to me, Brother James. Brother Barry, it looks like we already have a couple of questions in the chat, so I'm going to go ahead and I'll pull up the first question and place it on the screen.
Okay.
This is from Jarvis Kareem El Amin, who says, Assalamu alaikum, Brother Barry Muhammad. We soldiered together under Minister Troy Bia in Miami back in the 80s. And he asks, what happened to Brother Dwayne?
Brother Dwayne is, since I left Atlanta, I really don't know what happened to Brother Dwayne, but you know, sometimes we have to stay on course with God. And that's what happened to our brother. We got to stay on course, Brother Jarvis, and stay strong.
That's right.
Brother Dwayne, I haven't heard anything from him. I don't know where he at, but you know, I just wish the best for him and everything. And may Allah bless him. And I remember you, Brother Jarvis. And thank you for all what you've done for me as a young soldier coming in. And I appreciate you, brother. May Allah bless you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Praise be to Allah. He has been a great help in Tampa also.
Brother Jarvis was my first captain when I got here, brother.
That's right. Praise be to Allah. Yeah, he's a soldier. He still helps out, and we work together. Praise be to Allah. I did, Brother Barrett. One of the things I would like to ask you about, if you could just share with us, I know you list some of the wins with the 10,000 fearless, but if you don't mind, just what will be at the top of your list of some of the wins that y'all have had with the 10,000 fearless, some experiences that you wouldn't mind sharing that, just was very impactful, but also if you could tell us just some of the biggest challenges that y'all have faced also with establishing the 10,000 fearless there.
Well, the biggest challenge I think we had is have to have the faith.
Mm-hmm.
The brothers and sisters have to have the faith in doing the 10,000 fearless.
Mm-hmm.
Under Student Minister Sharif leadership is that we have to believe that in our activities in the daytime, in a week's time, how many people have you fed? How many people have you offered anything to him to prove their life? You soldier with the final call, but do you ask the brother, did he eat today? Do he have any clothes? Do he need any support? If you see a sister, you ask her the same thing. Did she need any food? Did she need some help? Is she domestic violence? We have facilitated all that, what you just said. What I just said, clothing, food, domestic violence, situation. We had information that would support. We had different organizations working with us because the minister Sharif wanted the same information they have downtown to our people, to support our people. But sometimes we begin to talk a little crazy. We offer the same thing, but we treat them with respect and information that we give them to support them and things like that. That's one of the key points I think that we do. We servicing the people, we showing the people love. And that's what they call 10,000 fearless for. If they're running any situation that they can't handle, where's the nearest shelter that 10,000 fearless have a book for everything involved with the city, from domestic violence, from housing, situation. Let me tell you what happened one day. We were soldiering downtown in Atlanta. And I was in the patrol car and I was rolling. I saw a tent outside of like a shelter. And somebody stopped me and I started talking. He said, brother, it's a whole family under that tent. It was cold. It had to be about 40 degrees. Once he told me that, I couldn't believe it. The mama came out the door, they were sleeping outside. I called another organization, another organization by another brother who was part of the masjid. I called him. He came there immediately night and picked them up and put them in housing. See, that's when you're really showing that you really love.
Wow. Yes, sir.
And then he called me back, and got permission for the minister. I called the minister. He got him in. He locked him in. He secured them. A family was sitting on the cold, and then they got a chance to get on their foot, and he found some housing, and I gave the information for them to get on, and now she's rolling. She's doing very well. You know what I mean? This is
Wow.
what happened when you say you love someone. You love is talking, but when it's real thing, Mr. Reeve, he made it a reality.
Yes,
Showed
sir.
us how to do this, because I didn't know nothing about this, how to serve nobody, where to go at and look for our people. And that's why they called the 10,000 Fearless on his leadership, because we made it happen. Not me,
Praise.
we. Brothers and sisters and other brothers from the other Mass community work with us. We work together. Because you see the common cause, because the 10,000 Fearless, it's about serving the people.
That's
And that's what we have to get into more each and every day as a believer. Thank you.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you, dear brother, for sharing that story. That's
Yes, sir.
wonderful. May Allah continue to bless y'all in that work. That's beautiful. Alhamdulillah.
Brother Barry, I had the blessed opportunity a few years ago when we had our Holy Day of Atonement in the great city of Atlanta to have an opportunity to get to the bluff and tour
Okay.
the inside of the 10,000 Fearless building. And
Come on.
it was so beautiful. And I saw some of the houses next door that you all had worked on and painted and helped the neighbors fix up. But my question to you, Brother Barry, is maybe for smaller mosques or study groups who maybe don't have, the numbers that a larger mosque or study group may have. What's some advice or some practical first steps for, a study group or a city that wants to do more in the area of the 10,000 Fearless, but maybe they don't know necessarily where to start, and they're maybe,
Right.
well, we don't have a building. What can we do? What are some tips and guidance and advice that you could tell them? What are some practical first steps? Where should they start?
The first thing they should do is take that call, 44963-1078. You call that number, you get a chance to meet, get a chance to talk with myself or Sister Alicia or one of the other sisters in here, and Sister Leo, one of the person that we could be able to relate to. They'll begin to start you off with the information you need for the 10,000 Fearless. Because there's a template that you have to go by that Minister Farrakhan gave Brother Streep, that he wanted everything to come through him for the 10,000 Fearless. And so he'll be able to implement that. It's small. You don't have to have a building. You can start wherever you at, in a little small building. But you can, once you get the template and things, you begin to serve the people. One of the first things I think you can serve the people is everybody go to their house and take all your clothes out the house that you don't want. Go to an apartment complex and fold them neat. Make sure they clean and give it away to the people. When you give clothes away to people who really need it, it's so important. There's a story I'm going to tell you. I know you say you got many stories, but there was a couple came to the house one time. They parked their little Mercedes-Benz around the corner. Wife had just got this job. She needed a uniform for this waitress for this restaurant. It was already sitting on the table, the pants and shirt, her size. And then he told me, said, man, he's sick. He needs some food. I had food in the house. And we served them that day with food. She got a job. They got some food and things like that. And they got supported. And they definitely got that final call because it stays on the table.
That's right.
All night long. Sometimes like 10 o'clock at night, you could peep out the window, people be reading that final call. So that's one of the things that you could start first. You don't really need no big building. Just start where you at. People notice anything that you do that you're concerned about their children and their family. And you can also get some food from different various food banks until you reach out back to us and get established with our food bank, People United for Change.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Praise be to Allah. And Brother Barry, if I have your position correct, you are the director of community patrol. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, would you mind explaining what does that position entail, and also, if you don't mind sharing with us, like what made you take a personal interest in working closely with Student Regional Minister Brother Abdul Sharif with the 10,000 Fearless Department? Like, was this something that you already had, like a desire to work in that field and what it stands for? If you wouldn't mind to share and comment about that, please.
No, sir. I didn't know nothing about this. I just noticed one thing. He noticed that I was coming around and supporting, and I was concerned, and he saw the love in me, and he pulled out what's in me that I didn't even know was in me. I didn't even know. He pulled it out by training me, and like Brother James said, no excuse, and serving the people. And one of the things that's the key point of RAIN. But my job as community patrolling, we have patrol cars. We have the van. We have 4 cars. The van, 2, 4 cars we have right now. We have the bus. We have the 20 passenger bus and the 20 passenger bus. And then we have stickers on the cars where people can ride through the community to notice different things in our community that's going on. And I oversee that. And every Saturday we have what you call like a community patrolling with the cars, and we go to the different community. And by me going to the different community, it brings the crime down. Riding through the different businesses, talking to people in the community, seeing a homeless man who's sitting there, he may not have no shoes. I keep shoes in the truck, you know what I mean, in the car. I keep clothes in the car. If he ain't got it, I say, hold on a second. We'll reach back, go back to our office and pull out some clothes, and we serve our people. We feed them, man. Hey, man, need to get to the shelter. We take them to the shelter. We work it, and out of that, that's controlling. We notice everything in our community as a director. The calls come in, first of all, when the calls come in, we receive the calls. The minister overlook the calls, and he tells us to carry it out. And we concerned about whatever they have in the community, we work it together. So we always on a patrol, like at different areas where different people come to patrolling. You notice some of the pictures and things like that. There's some of the pictures. We have different barbershops where we have, like this Tuesday, we have barbershop. We bring in food and clothing over to different barbershops and things like that. We notice things in the community. We check it out. Where crime is pretty high, we try to talk to the manager's apartment. We try to work it out. We try to show general love in our community, and that's something that we have to really do. And out of that, I think I was a little more consistent than a few more other people and brothers, and that's when he asked me to take on the position of community patrol director. He told me, I was like, okay. So I went and started working in it. And sometimes when you do work and you kind of do it, but you don't really know how important it is, because he trained us how to be humble and patient and long suffering and take plenty. Because the person that you do much for is the person that's always be the one that always get mad with you about something. So that's how I became the community director under his leadership, supporting the community and being concerned. And that's the key things that I train, talk to the other guys. If you notice different things, call me back, see what you can assist the people with and things like that. But always stay humble.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you, dear brother, for sharing that. Praise be to Allah.
And I would like to, again, of course, share with the audience. We had a question, Brother Barry. Someone had asked about repeating the number, but I would like to just let everyone know that the number, so if you would like more information about the 10,000 Fearless and how you can start organizing in your respective city, the number for more information is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. So Brother Barry said, give that number a call, so that way you can hit the ground running in your community to make our communities safe and decent places to live. Brother Barry, can you expound a little bit more about when you all were in the work, in the community doing the work, how then other organizations, whether it be a church, whether it be maybe another nonprofit, whether it be a local business, when they saw you all taking the initiative and doing the mighty work that you were doing in the Bluff, they then came to offer maybe resources and assistance. So can you talk about that process a little bit more, and just
Right.
and just, how, encouraging it is that when we are doing that first work, that our help will come.
That's right. Well, it's so important. I keep saying the minister's name because he the one told us to keep going. And he said, the Honorable Minister LaFarge said, keep doing good. And we started working in the community, and we was feeding twice a week when they was only feeding once a month. So they noticed that they feed once a week, and then they start beginning increasing a little more food that they have for the people. And then we had different organizations, white Christian organizations, give us food, give us clothing. Every week they support us, clothing, and then they have extra canned goods. We serve the people with that, and well as we get food from our People United Food Bank that we have, that Sister Celicia runs, director over that, to make sure we can feed our people in the community. And other organizations began to ask us, how do we get started? And we told them from the 20th anniversary of that. So what that did, that made them increase what they was doing a little more better. They started bringing us more clothes, and then they began to start serving the community more and more, because they noticed that ministry train us to be humble at all times. And so then they wanted to support and things like that. Some of them supported with clothing, and the finance thing. It was that's another situation there. They supported, but mainly the support came from the believers and different little small. The average person in the community support a little more than what we was basically looking for the support for the community to help us patrol the area. So most of the believers and the community people from the different organizations that came through the 10,000 Phillies to be able to support us with basically some type of finance, but we need more because the time is increasing more and more each and every day to feed the people, to clothe the people. We need more patrolling. See, when you're patrolling, you notice things in apartment complex. People talk to you.
Mm.
And there's a family up there with 6. It's a true story, and she need food. So we make sure in the apartment complex every Wednesday we get food for her, the children, and clothing and assisting or whatever they need, And that's one of the things that you got to stay humble.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you.
All praise is due to Allah.
To Allah. Praise be to Allah.
Just want to remind our viewing and listening audience, we want you to engage our brother and learn more about this 10,000 Fearless initiative. You may not see yourself as part of it, but the fact of the matter is, naturally, you are. And what I wanted to do, Brother Barry, when we talk about fearlessness, oftentimes in our minds, it's connected to our physical prowess. If we perceive ourselves as those or one of those who has a sufficient degree of physical prowess, can we fight? Do we have skill? But what is the fearless tied to? I suspect that the fearlessness is tied to more than just physical prowess.
That's right.
Would you like to elaborate there, brother?
Yes, sir. 2015, Minister Farrakhan came up with it to go back in our community and make a decent, safe place to live, get between the guns,
Yes.
and improve the life of the people by example. There's healing in the teachings of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, Nation of Islam.
Yes.
It's healing in our words. Most of us don't really believe that, but when you talk to someone and you ask them, brother, how are you doing today, my brother? He says, sometimes, brother, I ain't feeling too good, but I want to tell you, like Miss Reed told you, did anybody tell you they love you today? He said, no. I said, brother, I just called to tell you I love you.
Mm-hmm.
And once you hear that love, he began to break down. And he noticed that you're concerned. And when he noticed you're concerned, he have a different point of view. He may not shoot the brother. He may not kill the brother. He may not rob the brother. He may not do something that he noticed that he need not to do. He began to think more. And I think that attitude adjustment That's what the fearless bring to a person, you know. And when they see the brothers, it bring consciousness to the people. The people begin to listen a little more. Say, damn, they really care. They really care. And that's what that fearless. Fearless doesn't mean always the physical part, but the mental part and the spiritual part. But when you do the work and you go in the neighborhood and talking to the street hustlers, the homelessness, people are afraid of our people.
That's right.
And we're not afraid of our people, brother.
That's right.
They're human beings too. They just fell on time. We don't use the word homelessness. That Mr. Reese, we use the word transitional. So we have to explain this is just a temporary position. If you could take on the other thing, they said, man, how you talk to him? Man, he done shot somebody. I said, man, that's my brother. You know,
That's right.
God can forgive him, I can forgive him. So he began to realize that we are fearless. We go in our community because most of us are afraid of our people. And a lot of people are knocking on the doors, they're afraid. No, we ain't afraid of that at all. That's love, brother. Humbleness.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, brother. God is always in present, man.
That's right. That's
When
right.
they see the 10,000 fields, they say, God got to be in you to do what you do.
Right.
And you don't even see it. You just say, man, I'm just concerned. But like Mr. Sharif always told us that go to your people. Show your people that you love them. But he said one thing right here, patient, long suffering, take plenty. And that's what you have to do for the people to win them over back to God. Not for you. Bring them back to God.
All praise is due to Allah.
Allah.
What I'm hearing, dear brother, I guess is found rooted in the scriptures that say, perfect love casteth out fear. So it
Yes,
is
sir.
the love that, of
Go ahead,
course,
brother
that is
James. That's right.
identified by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and of course, our dear brother, Student Minister Abdul Sharif Muhammad, and you, who he has trained, as well as others. It is the love that casteth out fear and leads to the fearlessness of the 10,000.
That's right.
Praise be to Allah.
Brother Chad?
That's right on time, dear brother. Brother James, you mentioned about earlier, and my dear brother Barry, about standing between the guns. I wanted to read a quote that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said on June 26, 2016, and then conclude with a question pertaining to this quote. So he states, quote, the 10,000 fearless, we have to be the ones to stand in between the guns and the gangs. These are not bad youth. They
right.
are youth that have never been given a proper education and guidance and opportunity to make a better life. That's not for white people to do. That's for you and I to do, end quote. Praise be to Allah. Now, with that being said, brother, I wanted to ask you, how have the 10,000 fearless influence have been on and with the youth and helping them? Like, how has that the 10,000 fearless been with working with the youth and just helping influence them any part just to help them with the situation that they going in, that the Honorable Minister was talked about, with that lack of education, guidance, and opportunity, and to make a better life? If you could expound on that, dear brother.
Well, there was a young man used to walk by the 10,000 fearless, and he was going to school every day, you know, and we noticed him, you know, I noticed, the brothers noticed him, that it was kind of cold, and he had on a thin jacket. And we had a chance to talk with him because they be going through so much and they just need someone just to listen. And we listened to his problem. Because sometimes we misunderstand it, the blessing that we have already. And he began to understand it a little more, appreciating to his parents, his mother and everything. And then they couldn't buy a jacket or nothing for him. We had brand new coats, brother. We gave away brand new coats. We gave away sneakers, t-shirts, you know, things for love for the children. And then we assist them if they needed any assistance with their homework, their educational. We had sisters willing to support and brothers willing to support their things, the extra work from school and things like that. we assist with all that, brother, you know. And that's what they need to do. They need to know that someone is concerned, you know. And that's what we're missing. We have to go back and love again. We got to love self and begin to love the people again. Fall in love with self, and the people fall in love with you. Because they see if you loving yourself, you're willing to love them and support them, they'll fall back in love. And the student loves that. He love when you're concerned, man. How was your day together? Did you eat today? Did you need some clothes? Yeah, I need a little something. Sometimes you need to say, it's just sometimes when they walk past, they just hear you just talk to them and say, Assalamu alaikum. How you doing, brother? Did you eat? Did you need anything? Everybody wants to be able to know that someone's concerned about them. You know, one of the things that when people ask a person, say, are you good? No, I don't like to use no word, you're good. I said, what you need, brother? You understand? And if I see you need a coat, you need a coat. Sometimes you need a jacket, need some new socks. He said, oh, man, thank you, man. And some of them say, hey, bro, I'm good, but thank you, man, for showing me some love. And that's one of the things with the students love. They love you when you're concerned, but they really want you to listen.
Come on, brother.
And we are always trying to make them be something that we want them to be, but you need to listen to them first.
That's right.
And when they listen, then they'll begin to say, you know what? I should appreciate my mother more. I should appreciate my father more. I should appreciate mama for a roof over my head and be grateful. And that's what we have to bring to students, to be grateful where they're at. And that's what they appreciate more and more each and every day, you know. Really support them every time we get a chance. You know, go to the game sometimes, support them, you know what I mean? Whatever they need. If we got to call the school for them, we need to support the school, we need to reach out to the college. We do whatever it takes, like Brother Street, just to show them that they're concerned, you know. And we learn that patience from Brother Street, because he sure got that patience. He can sit there hours and listen to you. Like, man, I'm working on that. I'm working on that. And that's what makes children open up, because they're patient. He did it for my son, man. He talked to my son and he listened to my son. Patient, man. And that's what we all have to do. Jesus got patient. Farrakhan got patient.
That's right.
The FOI and 10,000 food, we got to bring the patient back into our life. And Brother James, I just want to tell you, thank you for being able to talk to let the minister know what you're doing. It's a powerful thing. We're going into the Million Man March, the anniversary. That means we have to prepare ourselves for the change in our individual life and get up our community and make it a safer, decent place to live. Get out the mosques, get out them churches, man. Go talk to the people, man.
That's right.
That's what the people need. People need to be talked to. Love is healing in the teaching that we got. We take it for granted each and every day. Ask somebody, ask the brother like Brother Street say, did anybody say they love you today? No, brother, I just want to know I love you. And we turn around and say, how you feel, Brother Mr. Street? I'm on top of the world. Bring it up, man. Bring it up. I'm on top of the world, man.
That's it.
That's right.
Well, let me hasten to say, Brother Barry, anything that we do or attempt to do with Closing the Gap Broadcast Network, or anything that we do, it's a joint effort.
Yes, sir.
What we do without, of course, the help of the people, specifically, though, the help of our dear sister Starla Muhammad, Brother Student Minister Chad Muhammad, and we have those who are working in the background, our dear sister Sheila Muhammad, also Brother Michael Shabazz, to produce the show.
Right.
So definitely.
But Brother James,
out there. Yes, sir.
I want to give thanks to Student Minister Abdul Sharif Muhammad.
Yes, sir.
Our staff, our general manager, Sister Leah, Rise Magazine editor, Sister Ziza, the boutique lover, Beloved Boutique, Sister Sophia, and our staff here, Brother Charles, Moses, who distributed food, Brother Thomas, Brother Jason. We all working out today, each and every day, working together. And we also, you know, from Rise Magazine, and, you know, we got the 10,000 Feelings Community Magazine. We just want to say thank you. each and every day, man. We're going to continue helping Minister Sharif make
That's
minister from without word. Born.
All praises due to
Got to
Allah.
make it born. Thank that staff. We got a beautiful staff here. So Alicia staff with the food bank, Alicia with the 10,000 Fearless, man. Student Minister David working with the ministry staff and making everything work together. All the brothers, working on the staff to make his word bond. It's a teamwork. You can't do it by yourself.
That's right. That's right. All praises due to Allah.
And thank you, Brother James, you and your staff, because to order to do what y'all do, God got to be in y'all to do that, especially to deal with what we dealing with right now, brother.
Well, we believe he is with us.
That's right. He with you.
All praises due to Allah. He and his servant, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, without whom none of this would be taking place. All praises due to Allah.
Praise be to Allah.
All right, let's keep it rolling.
Okay. We've got another question here, Brother Barry, that I will place on the screen. This is from Any Wright. Brother Barry Muhammad, did the police give any assistance in the community as the work is being done? And to expound upon that as well, Brother Barry, if you could talk about, because we know there's a history of a relationship in many of our communities when it comes to law enforcement and the police, and it's not always the best of relationships. So if the 10,000 Fearless has been able to establish, a community working relationship with law enforcement there in Atlanta, can you talk about that relationship a little bit?
So far, it's been good. We didn't have no problem. They call us and tell us what we need to assist or things like that. They work with us and things like that. We haven't had no problem because our position that you need the police. You can't do without them. But our position is to be able to work with our people before it get to that point. You know what I mean? We got to work with our people to show the people that his job is to arrest you, but my job is to save you, to talk with you and be able to work with you to understand. And so far we ain't having nothing but I can't have no complaint about, they don't stop us, they don't bother us, you know what I mean? They see us working in the community, they tap their head and now you have a nice day, you know what I mean? We haven't had no problem so far in the community. If you need anything, give us a call, and we work together in the unit and everything. So we just basically work to our people in our community. They don't bother us, nothing like that. They see us, they wave their hand, you know what I mean? And keep it going. And some of them say, keep doing the good work, because that's key to us to be able to work with everybody. But we just working in our community. And they doing their job, we doing their job. They respect us, we respect us. We respect each other.
Yes.
That's all I can tell you so far.
Thank you.
Praise be to Allah, brother. That's good enough right there. That working relationship. Dear brother, speaking of working relationships, we are family for those that are tuning in, and we ask that you continue to share. We ask that you continue to go to our YouTube page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. As you'll see also scrolling at the bottom of the screen. All right, continue to share these great stories and these testimonies that we get here today. It's heartfelt, and that it's work related. So it's not just based upon theory. These are practical methods that's going on, and the proof is out there, so we're going to continue. At the top of the hour, since we're there, dear brother, and we've been doing a lot of talking about different things, I wanted to ask if you didn't mind. We do have some slides. If you don't mind, if we can just start to put up those slides, and if you could talk us through
okay, no problem.
Slides, so you could give us some details about what's going on within the slides and whatnot. All righty.
This is Student Minister Abdul Sharif Muhammad and Brother Kevin. Kevin have the 10,000 Fearless there in the community heaven over in Chattanooga, Tennessee. He's doing a wonderful job over there. He's working at 10,000 Fearless community, and Mr. Reef just came over there. We did what you call like a 10,000 Fearless seminar. We went over there with Brother Kevin, and he's doing a wonderful job, him and his staff and everything. And Mr. Reef just came and gave him support, but he always communicate with the minister to give him that support and guide. And Kevin is doing a wonderful job. I take my hat off to Kevin. They have several cars. They're rolling, man. They're making that community a safe and decent place to live, man. I just can't, Minister Sharif, I can't say nothing about Brother Kevin. Kevin is doing a wonderful job, him and his staff, and Minister Sharif, definitely, he support the minister and carry out under the guidance of Minister Sharif, and that's what we do, making our community a safe and decent place to live. Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Praise be to Allah. All right, we'll go to the next.
This is Captain Brother Anthony, assistant to the Supreme Captain. He's on the front cover of the 10,000 Fearless magazine. That's very important. And we was at the national seminar, and one of the things that the minister wanted to do, security is important, training is important. So he put my brother on the front cover to let everybody know this is our national trainer, and we're gonna follow the instruction what he asked us to do, and we want to carry it out. He's a nation man.
Praise be to Allah. Uh-oh, who that is?
Minister James.
Who snuck up in there? Okay.
Yes, sir. So I took that at the national training, and just bear with us, Brother James, his work he's been doing in the history of Nation Islam. Just want to show him support, man.
Alhamdulillah.
Praise is due to Allah. I want you to know I did not orchestrate this. All praise is due to Allah.
You didn't know I had it.
Yeah, look at that. Look at Allah. Come on. Praise be to Allah.
That's our 10,000 fearless men and women, our mobile command unit. When we having something in the city, we transfer the brothers over there so they can patrol the area. And you notice the fish on there.
Come on now. Explain that.
Jesus.
Yes.
Fishing.
Wow.
First symbol of the word. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You got the fish, you got to transform yourself or transform the next person or teach the next person what you do, and he fish forever. You know, man, Sharif, he's a nation man. That's all I can tell you.
Alhamdulillah. Praise be to Allah.
That's one of our brothers. He's a Christian brother in the community. Brother Reginald, he works in our community. We was over there with another brother doing a back to school thing with Brother Rashad in the community, and we was passing out food, the final calls, and the different things. And these are some people that he used to work with in the community and making a safe place, a decent place to live. We just showing some support over at the barbershop. And that's Minister Sharif. We came up to Chattanooga, Tennessee with Brother Kevin. And we came and we brought a group of young brothers from the Mars and the 10,000 Fearless. And we came over there and assist Kevin in patrolling the area, showing our brothers support from the southern region, the headquarters. That's so important. You can't be the headquarters, you got to support. And you got to visit people. Like Mr. Sharif said, he like to go visit and show support for the people, and that's what they do. You know, and Brother Oliver sent the brothers over there, and we had a beautiful time. And some of the brothers ain't never been in Tennessee or in the mountains, so they really enjoyed themselves just getting away. Yes, sir. This is one of the patrol cars in the area. We got the college students there patrolling with us. We got Reggie Jackson. We got the attorney. That's one of the biggest attorneys in the city named Maui Davis. He handled a lot of cases, and he have an organization called the Black Man Lab. We're working in our community together. We did a patrolling over there by the mosque and all by the campus over there in the West End. Sir, stop the killing.
Praise be to Allah.
Praises.
Beautiful pictures, brother. We thank you most definitely for sharing that and the experiences behind the pictures and just showing and prove, you know, bringing the receipts about the work that y'all are doing in Atlanta and beyond, brother. Most definitely have been a great example for us, the nation, you know, and all around the nation. You know, most definitely it's been very inspirational, dear brother.
Due to Allah.
Indeed. Brother Barry, you mentioned a 10,000 Fearless newsletter that you all publish and have available. Can you talk a little bit about that newsletter, how often it comes out, what type of content and things that you share with the community in the newsletter?
The 10,000 Fearless is a magazine that we produce. It shows the acknowledgement of people in the community, and it also shows the work in the community that we're doing, not just only us, acknowledge other people in the community. And we does the advertisement for different businesses in there, like other security companies, hair salons, different restaurants, different products that people are offering, the lawyers and different things that work in our community. When people can see themselves in the magazine, is a very powerful thing. And that's what Ministry. He always wanted to acknowledge the work in the community, what the people is doing. And that's one of the key things that he talks about each and every day, is that it shows the knowledge of our people in our community. And one of the things in the magazine that he talks about constantly, always, if all the churches, including the mosque and the masjid, open up the house of religious one day a week and teach that conflict resolution, that will help that community very better, because people got to learn how to understand and how to work with each other. You know, one of the key things that teaching in the Nation Islam is how to agree and disagree. And that's what we'll do if we can get all the religious houses conflict one day a week, how they want to do it, and we all be on the same path. We dealing with the mental part of the conflict resolution, and that would help us out a lot in our community to help make it a decent, safe place to live.
Praise be to Allah. I also read that, you know, y'all have classes, and I think I heard one time you talked about it too, with Minister Abdul Sharif, with proper handling of the people.
That's right.
Now, how important is that when dealing with people in general and our people in specific?
Yes, sir. It's so important, because if we have a tendency of people to see a person, if he's homeless, we don't talk to him. And if he asks us for $1, we thinking he's gonna rob us, but we don't ask the brother to see how he doing. So conflicts always remember, not conflict, but the proper handle of people is the proper respect to the man. If you could give a man respect, if he's in that condition with his eye, it will make him feel more better as a man or more better as a woman. Handle me proper. I'm still a human being. I might be off track or out of my mind at the moment, but that little bit that you do to him can bring him back.
Yeah.
Because that man respect me. And that's what God does. And that's what Minister Sharif does. And that's what Minister Farrakhan representing, to get us to go back to respecting each other, the proper handling of people. And people love to hear their name. Excuse me, my brother. How you doing today, my brother? How you doing today, sister? Anybody say they love you today? They say, no, I want to let you know we love you, brother. Do you know what that would do for people? That's how he pulled me. He started was concerned. How you feel, Brother B? I'm on top of the world. I'm getting there. You know what I mean? And he lifted my spirit up. And I did the same for my son and people in the community. Man, I say this is energy in that word, that proper handling of people.
Yes.
You make anybody feel good. You make a sister, she's out there, and if you, excuse me, sister, how you doing today? Brother, how you doing? She puts a hide a cigarette or whatever they're doing, it brings the human. See, God got to come in each and everything we do. It's the time for God, and that's what we're offering today. The presence of God, the knowledge of God through the proper handling of people. We got to bring it back, Brother James.
Absolutely. Absolutely, dear brother. And that, of course, what motivates all who want to help the people and makes us successful. We have the most magnificent example of showing love and actual real love in the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We just need to walk in his footsteps, carry out his instruction. All praises due to Allah. You know, dear brother, some of our detractors have some type of fear that's related to the 10,000 fearless declaration. Fearless for what? Why must they be feared? What is the number 10? Why? What does the number 10,000 mean? And then some related to the scriptures that prophesied that Jesus's return will be at the head of 10,000. He'll have a sword in his hand. Why 10,000 fearless, dear brother?
Teach Brother James. That number is a powerful number, Brother James.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And 10,000. We say as 10.
Mm-hmm.
10,000, man. If you see 10,000, it look like 100,000. Amen.
That's true. Come on, come on.
When you really look at it, but 10,000 standing strong.
Yes.
That's what we have to do.
Mm.
Stand strong, man.
That's right.
Hold the faith, man.
All praise is due to Allah.
Alhamdulillah. Praise be to Allah.
Teach it, Brother James. You can teach it better than me, brother.
Well, I'm not the teacher here, dear brother, but I'm a student, as we all are, of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Sure.
I just know that there is great significance surrounding that numerical figure.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, I remember the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said he wanted to return to Mecca with 10,000 with him. So that number is significant.
That's right.
And the fact that it's a call for 10,000 fearless, in some people's mind, it indicates conflict or indicates that we're getting ready to get into something when we need fearlessness to deal with it. But we don't want to frighten anyone.
No, sir.
Except, of course, Satan.
Oh, yeah.
And Satan should be afraid because his time is just about completely up and his world is just about completely over. So we don't mind him being afraid. So let's continue. But I wanted to have a few words to say about that figure 10,000. It's a spiritual number. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to hear from you.
Yes,
from
sir.
the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, through you, why 10,000, not 20,000 or 30,000, but 10,000.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
I begin to understand it each and every day.
Yes, sir.
Living it under his leadership's student minister Sharif, and he's under the leadership of Minister Farrakhan. You begin to understand it each and every day. 10,000.
Mm-hmm.
People begin to see it each and every day. Sometimes, you know, we started it, I don't see it, but guess what they say? I see it now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing that we have to understand. Sometimes you have to just move out.
Mm-hmm.
You'll figure it out later.
Come on.
And then you begin to start working and then you figure, but if you did it, you begin to lean on your understanding.
Yes.
And when you lean on your understanding, that's the trouble we have.
Mm-hmm.
We weighing it up, but that's not where we come from. We come to hear and obey.
That's
carry it out.
Come on.
And then you begin to understand what he's talking about, the 10,000 feelers. And that's the work. It's the work in the community that we have to do. Mm-hmm. And that's why, Brother James, I would thank you. Before we get to the anniversary of the Million Man March, what you're doing is a call to prayer back to God. Yes. But this time, back to the work.
That's right.
We got to get into the work.
Come on.
We don't take. That's the problem we don't want to do. We want to get in our car and ride past. No, you got to stop. You got to talk to somebody.
Yes, sir.
And when you begin to talk and you start working, you ain't got to tell nobody you're Muslim. They could tell. They already know you working.
Mm-hmm.
You working in the community. Oh, you with God. Thank you, brother. Thank you, sister. And that's what we have to get back into. Keep working and you'll begin to understand that 10,000 feelings.
Yes, sir.
Every day.
This is due to Allah.
That's right.
And that is the scripture.
Yes, sir.
Work so that Allah, his messenger, and the believers can see your work.
Come on, Brother James.
So it just reminds me of when people say sometime, maybe in an accusatory tone, well, brother, are you doing things to be seen of men? I used to say, no, brother. No, I'm not doing that. but when I reflect on their question and the manner in which they pose it, I begin to understand, well, yes, but what men do I want to see the work that we are attempting to do if Allah, God, is a man and his messenger is a man? And of course, the believers are a community of men and women. Then you could say that we're doing this to be seen of those men and women, because Allah commands us work.
Yes, sir.
So that Allah, Master Fard Muhammad, his servant, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and the believers, which is all of us,
That's
can
right.
see their work. So I guess you can say we're doing it to be seen of those men and women by Allah's grace and by Allah's command. Right, let's move on. You just made me think of that, brother. Yes,
somebody got to do it.
That's right.
Somebody have to be a presence of a human being.
That's right.
I love the idea when the sister called me. She said, "I got some clothes. I can bring it in. If I'm at the Mars, I can put it in the trunk. If you ain't at the Mars, if you then you can bring it over to the 10,000 field. We'll receive it." And she said, "I got some clothes." You know, women, the sister MGT is a little different. They always have a little extra things like that. And I appreciate it, man. When they call me, I already know it's something in there for someone else. Because as a man, we think a certain kind of way, and the sisters see things that we can't see. And I just appreciate it. And thank you, sister. Thank you, Sister Starlet, for what you does too. And all the sisters that give to the 10,000 field.
That's right. That's
we can't go nowhere without you.
That's right. We want to. That's right.
Yes, oh yeah. Men's and women. 10,000 fearless men and women.
Come on, make that play.
We got to do it together, you know.
Yes.
And that's something that we all got to understand that, because Minister Farrakhan said the world will be better if we listen to the sisters a little more.
And that's right.
We have to always do.
And
Brother Street, that's his pet peeve. Yes, sir. We're gonna work together now.
Oh, no question about it. Leaving
the
men.
Call back to God.
That's right.
On the work.
That's right.
That's right. Yes, sir.
Brother Barry, in one of the photos that were shown earlier, you had mentioned it was the patrol car, but you said it was a couple of college students that were assisting you all that day. So can you talk about the role of young people, maybe if there are young people who are interested in being part of the 10,000 Fearless effort, you know, whether they're college age or maybe high school or even younger, you know, do some of the young people, can they help maybe fold clothes for the clothing giveaway or help pack bags? Talk about the role of our young people and how necessary and important they are to the 10,000 Fearless men and women.
It's so important. We had one of the colleges over here, because you know we're close to the college. The students that came over, they pack lunches. They pack lunches. They bought clothes. They feed the community. They come out and want to do some things. We just support them. Whatever they need to do, they want to feed the people. They want to identify students in school that doesn't have different things. We don't give coats to the college students, you know, things to support them, whatever they need. And that's something that they can always do. We open to work with them. We basically will assist them. Like the young man right there to the left, he's going to school. He's going to school, be a lawyer. He's at Howard University right now, going to school to be a lawyer. And he came out 10,000 Fearless. He walked the community, he support. He came out to the mosque, and you know, and whatever he wanted to do, we back him. First, we teach us how to listen. And what you need us to do, we need this, we need that. Okay, we got it. You know, we here to support. And we open up to what the high school students want to do. You know, in the high school schools, they got what they call closets that they have for children that need different things and stuff like that. We have gave from the food bank. We have gave food to the students. We have gave food out to the college children, the coats and jackets, and we listen to them, whatever they want to do. We back them. You know, we always supporting them. Anyway, on whatever they're doing, we're patient with our people, and they're patient with us. And we try to work it out with the students, and always willing to support, but mainly listen to young people. We need to listen a little more, be a little more humble.
Praise be to Allah. Speaking of young people, our dear sister, Mariam Alima Wark Muhammad, she asked a question. She said, what is one of your fondest memories of serving within the 10,000 Fearless? Something that really stuck with you.
When Sister Mariam used to come by, and she used to come by and bring the food to the people. Mariam used to bring the food to feed the people. When they see the car coming, they already know that Mariam bringing the food, the sandwiches for the food, and she looked out for the community when she was there in the city of Atlanta. And I got to give her support for that. I can't deny that. What she did, man. She would definitely, I would definitely remember her and being a minister, especially people in the community. Mariam gonna bring that food so people know they're gonna eat. Yes, sir. I just want to tell them thank you.
That's right.
That's
beautiful. Put it right back on her. That's right.
And clothes on the daughter, they should bring it, man. They should bring it and support, and she can help out and put the grocery in the bag. Hey, I got to give her credit. She was on the team.
That's right.
Definitely not on the team, man.
She said, Allahu Akbar. That's right.
Well, I gotta say this for in regards to our sister. First and foremost, very happy to hear from you. Secondly, but equally as important, I understand that you will be returning to us on our affiliate broadcast every Tuesday. I think it's being referred to now as the Youth Committee, with you and Brother Michael J.H. Muhammad and Brother Ramel. I don't know what got into your head to make you think that we would let you go anywhere. But we're happy to know that you will be back officially, from what I understand, October 31st. So welcome back, our dear sister. We love you. Look forward to seeing you again. Assalamu alaikum, our dear sister Mariam.
All praises due to Allah. All right, we've got another question, Brother Barry. You had actually answered this a little bit earlier, so maybe our brother hopped on the broadcast a little late. But if you can, again, for those who are interested in starting a chapter or doing the work in their community, Brother Raheem Elijah Zaid says, Assalamu alaikum, family. How can we create a 10,000 Fearless movement in our own cities? Who would we contact for training? I'm in FOI in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and would like to push this movement here as well as cities near me. So Brother Barry, if you can let our brother know once again who he needs to reach out to, and if you can also expand upon the importance of, like you talked about earlier, calling the number to get the template, as opposed to just, you have the enthusiasm and the spirit, but you go out and maybe don't do things the way they should be done, and that there is a template that should be followed. So if you can share that once again with Brother Raheem and those who may be just now tuning in.
Brother Raheem, I thank Allah for you, brother, for listening and making that call. You need to call the 44963-1078. If you call there right now, leave a message, I'm gonna call you back, and we'll get you introduced with the proper people in the 10,000 Fearless, and someone will be able to give you a call, and you can start your processing to be able to open up your 10,000 Fearless in your community, making a safe and decent place to live. If we all do that, it will bring the crime down, and we can reach our people a little more. And that's all we're trying to do. If we do it, other people will follow, because they say if the Muslim doing it, I'm gonna support. I'm gonna support to do a little bit more than what I've been doing. And that's something we all have to do, because Minister Farrakhan came up with this. And when he came up with this, I began to understand each and every day how important it is. So he can call 44963-1078. You definitely will get a call back tonight. So give us a call, brother. Thank you, brother. May Allah continue to bless you.
Praise be to Allah. The next question we will put up is by this sister, and I'm going to add on to this question. So our sister Annie Wright, she asked Brother Barry Muhammad, is the food cooked by the MGT GCC or a collaboration of different brothers and sisters that's given to the community? And what I wanted to add on, if you could just elaborate more, for those that might have just had the idea that this is a Muslim thing.
No, sir.
Could you talk about how the 10,000 have helped, with making friendships in all walks of life,
Right.
With people that's not Muslims or either plan on being one, but
Right.
share some of the same concerns and principles. So if you could expound on that, please,
Right.
along with her question.
Periodically, there's some brothers and sisters. Brother Edward, Sister Elizabeth, they cook the FYMGT. And Brother Elwood and his wife used to cook almost every Wednesday or so many times a month. They'll cook the food. Packaged, wrapped, covered up, water, this MGT cooking it. And from that part there, periodically they will call me and they want to come on out to the house, or they're in the community, and now they begin to do more and more in the community with their 10,000 fearless. So brothers will begin to do that. And then from the different parts of the Christian organization, they come over, but they'll bring canned goods and different things to support. And then from we feed in the community, they'll begin to feed different parts of the city. We just have to be an example, and they begin to do a little more than what they've been doing in our community and working together. So it's a collaborative, different things, but mostly our food has been cooked by the FOI MGT and out from the house. But the other organizations begin to do. They maybe was cooking like every 2 months. They do a little more now for people doing in the area, and different organizations begin to do different things throughout the community. So sometimes it takes example to us to do, and then people begin to follow because they know it's the right thing to do.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Yes, sir.
Brother Barry, are there any new initiatives or programs or anything new coming down the pike down there in Atlanta with regard to the 10,000 Fearless? What can our people in the community look forward to in terms of maybe some additional programs or things that you all have planned?
Right now, we just finished up the seminar a couple months ago to be able to get the community more active in our community. We are getting more into the winter. Right now is the winter time. We begin to preparing for winter, for the coats drive that we have every year, but we give coats out dearly in our community. And Monday, the sister's gonna be out be distributing food throughout the city on behalf of Sister Captain. They'll be distributing. And one of the key things that we're going to push really always is that our Veterans Affairs, just a reminder what we're doing, our Veterans Affairs, make sure they got their proper medical checks and things like that. We look more for that. Make sure the parents are feeding for the children for the winter. Make sure they got the clothes, socks. And we also have another piece that we have an organization that give furniture to family. And we just basically, hey man, we need a couch or something. There's another organization where they deliver it to them, set it up, bring it up, and go on by their business. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's the work because they supporting us. So now it's wintertime, it's coats, it's warm, it's assistant, and then we're assisting with basic information from light bills and everything. We have different organizations that have money. We'll pass that information out there. We'll show them how to fill out the application a little more, which is a key. You know, when your light bill goes up high, it's going to go high in winter, you're going to need some assistance. So at the 10,000 Fearless, over here at the ARC, we'll assist you with the information with that, and also assist you with helping you fill out the information that you need.
Praise be to Allah. And dear brother, I know we may touch on it brief, you talked about it here and there, but if you could, with the Million Man March, the 28th anniversary coming up in a couple of days. And of course, we looking forward to hearing from Student Minister Ishmael tomorrow.
That's right.
By Allah's grace. One of the main focus of the Million Man March was about atonement and reconciliation. And when you touched on conflict resolution, I know that plays a big part in reconciliation, especially with our people. So through the 10,000 Fearless, could you share any stories that you can recall how working through the conflict resolution, how it helped to resolve just issues within the community that you wouldn't mind sharing?
There's a story. A guy knocked on the door, and he said he was having a problem with this guy, and about something happened that brother wanted to rough him up or something like that, and he came and knocked on the door, and I had a chance to talk with him, and then I said, "You tell that brother to come here." I told him just like that. Hey man, look around, the brother knocked on the door, and he wanted to jump on a man for something that didn't even make no sense, and then he thought about it. He said, "Man, that ain't the right thing to do." And he thought about it, and he thought about it, and he said, "Man, I can't get upset about that, brother. Y'all can work that out. Just a few dollars exchange." And that's something that we do each and every day with the 10,000 Fearless on patrol, and man, situation in apartment complexes, man. Brother lost his job. They upset. People are arguing about different things, and you show them. I say, man, you can get another one. I'll take it to the labor pool right now. You know what I mean? It's just showing you how you could be able to understand it on that conflict resolution every day. Muslim, we really do it every day. We just have to understand more and more by talking to people. You begin to understand, and they'll ask you, "What about this? How do you handle that?" And you show them how you handle that, and they could ease out of it. It's not as bad as you think it is. Like Brother Street said, we're gonna have problems. We're gonna have difficulty. If you don't have no difficulty, you don't want to be born. You're gonna have that in conflict to how to respectful do things. And I think we all have to work on that every day. And that happened each and every day in our life, dealing, patrolling, like the day we patrolled today. Conflict came up when we got through finished at the gas station, talk to the brother, understand it. Oh, there's Muslims right there, man. It's 10,000 Fearless. I think if we listen a little more, things will be a little more better. Just listen to people, man. Don't make a decision quick. Just listen. And you'll begin to work it out, that conflict. It's healing in our words of God and the proper handling of people. And people are suffering from mental illness. And sometimes you have to listen to them. And we always recommend the word conflict and a resolution. We recommend counseling to each and everybody. And that's what people really want. People want to be loved and cared for, man, each and every day.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And that's one of the reasons the conflict comes about, because you don't have enough love. When you got love, you have understanding. Like Brother James said, perfect love cast out fear.
Right.
Thank you,
brother.
Praise be to God. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, beloved. A few weeks back, Brother Barry, we saw in the Final Call newspaper highlighting the initiative with the sisters who were out in the field, dressed in beautiful colors. I mean, it was just a beautiful sight under our dear sister, the student regional sister captain, Sister Nusaiba, who I've been trying to get on this broadcast. This might be shameless, Sister Starless, but but brother, just mention to her, because she didn't tell me to stop trying.
Yes,
I really would love to get our sister on. So if you could just, whisper in her ear or whatever, that Brother James is still very, very desirous of getting our great, great sister on this broadcast. But the initiative was magnificent, as reported in the Final Call newspaper. So I wanted to ask, of course, about the participation of our beautiful sisters, gods in the feminine expression. How has the participation and the impact on the 10,000 Fearless movement
been?
Then
That's That was a beautiful thing they did, brother. They really touched the people in the community. And that's the same building that they serve the food. That's the area we distribute food there every Wednesday in that community. And matter of fact, that's the area we patrol every Saturday at 5 o'clock. That's in our Camilton Road area in that area. And definitely seeing that really lifted the sister's spirit up, and they really enjoyed it. To see the sister out in the community, they say they went to the mall, so they really saw a glimpse of heaven.
Yeah.
And they saw that if the sisters can do it, they can do it. And when they see that, they see understanding.
Yeah.
Even though they walk in, if they said something, if they didn't say something, they said something. And when they said something, it's not that bad. And when people see that, they begin to understand. That's a part of that conflict resolution. You're being able to see the sisters dressed like that. Same way they dress in Jesus. You know what I mean? Around the sister, respectable with them colors. Colors does something to you.
Yeah.
Colors bring your mood down,
That's
lift
right.
your spirit up. You know what I mean? And that's God, man. And that's what Sister Captain did. That was beautiful. That was the talk of the nation, brother.
Yes, sir.
The talk of the nation. I got to tell you that. And they get ready to do it back again Monday.
All praises due to Allah.
And they're going 100 strong. See?
That's fantastic.
And the FOI going to be there. But look, Oliver got the FOI protection. 10,000 fielders going to be there, bringing them out and showing in the area in the cars. And we working together as a unit, you know. Working together as a unit, brother.
That's right.
Be to Allah.
To Allah.
That's the Quran, right? The Quran said, take on Allah's color. Huh?
Color. That's
Yeah,
right.
He was better at color than Allah.
Yes, sir.
Praise be to Allah. It was beautiful. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
Yes, sir. Speaking of colors, Brother Chad, someone's giving you a shout out for your red, black, and green.
Come on now.
Right on, brother.
Black power.
All
Praise
praises due to Allah. Looks great, though, brother. It
Yes,
really
sir.
does. Yes, sir. Praise be to
You on
Allah.
mute, Brother Chad.
I said, with the minister being on the Nubian circle, you know,
Oh, yes, sir.
the
Leadership.
red.
And he was
Black and
absolutely
green.
beautiful.
Praise be to
Absolutely.
Allah. Alhamdulillah. I think my brother Alec hooked me up with this one. But that's
Yeah.
in Atlanta. Brother Alec,
on.
that's in Atlanta. Yeah, he hooked me up with this one. Praise be to Allah.
All praises due to Allah. Well, we're moving into the final. I guess we have about 10, 15 more minutes. Are there any questions or comments from the viewing and listening audience?
We do have another question by Any Wright that I'll place on the screen, Brother Barry, who asked, Brother Barry, is it Atlanta that we had our own grocery store or supermarket?
Well, we had the grocery store here in Atlanta, Georgia. We move everything till we have what you call the Ark, God's Ark. Inside the Ark, we have the cafe in there. And in the cafe is part of the grocery store. Well, it's the bookstore, the grocery store. We have the hot sauce, homemade hot sauce. We got several other independent business in there, and we have the basic things, the rice and things like that, and you know, that you could be able to have. So the grocery store is in the Ark. It's in God's Ark on Camilton Road, we have 12 different businesses in here, and it's a beautiful thing. You know, it's we call it God's Ark, and it's floating. You understand? And it's so important that people can knock on that door, man, and purchase a bean pie, or let me get some rice, or let me get some vegetable, let me get some seasoning. And that's where everything is at right now in the supermarket. We call it the cafe. You know, inside the cafe is the grocery store and everything.
What is the address, dear brother?
3638 Camilton Road.
Okay. Praise be to Allah.
Praise be to Allah. Brother Barry, do y'all ever come through with the patrol cars and they think y'all the police? They looking at first like, what? Oh, that's the 10,000.
They notice that we want to do right.
Right.
They notice that we're concerned, so they really basically begin to appreciate us each and every day that we do that. Not only that, we got the different churches appreciating us for riding through the neighborhood.
That's beautiful.
They calling for the 10,000 fielders to go over in the grocery stores and ride through and just show support, man. You know, different businesses appreciating everything.
That's beautiful.
Yes,
That is beautiful.
Praise
Praise be to Allah. Doing such a wonderful job. I mean, it's very inspiring, dear brother. You know, just
Oh, yeah.
the photos and the work that's just have been doing at the Southern headquarters and just, you know, abroad, because it's not something that you're just doing there, but also other places. Like have you have shown your slides, you know, that took up that initiative, and the beautiful part about just, you know, having that template. So inshallah, if we follow that template under the guidance of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, we should see results like that, you know.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so one city don't beat what it ain't work for me.
Right.
It should
Every
work.
city, yeah.
That's right.
Every city should have a conflict. Every city should have a 10,000 feeling and a conflict resolution in there, where you could bring people out in the community, and they can get counseling, you know, and get support, you know.
Yes,
so we got the conflict resolution specialty that Brother Willie had came up with. We got specialists in the city that Brother Willie had trained, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Praise be to Allah.
Definitely got that too. So we just, you know, that's one of the things that Brother Street Money, he want to carry everything out Mr. Farrakhan asked to do.
That's right. Absolutely. Hear and obey.
Love
Yes.
the people.
All praises due to Allah. I wanted to ask about the Final Call newspaper. This, of course, our greatest.
Come on, man.
Greatest.
That's right.
Greatest paper in the world. Final Call newspaper from the greatest publisher, as we always love to say in the beginning. Atlanta has been making tremendous strides.
Oh, yeah.
With the distribution of the Final Call newspaper. Let me ask you, what is the impact of the 10,000 Fearless movement to the distribution or on the distribution of the Final Call newspaper?
That's so important because every car goes out got Final Calls. Every brother carrying Final Calls, supporting each and everything they do in the community. You know, you can't knock on the door and give somebody some groceries without giving them a Final Call. That's important. That's the main thing that they got to have. But he can eat, he can clothe, he got him something to read. We drop off a bundle sometime every week to the senior building when we distribute food in the community. That's how the distribution starts. It starts by everybody pushing the #1 program.
Yes.
And that's the #1 program that we support each and every day. Every car got it. Every brother got it in the car. We make sure they get that. They got the flyer how to get to the mosque, got a Final Call how to get to the mosque. And they can come to the Conflict Resolution Center at 3638 Camden Road, and they can get some Dianetics, you know what I mean? They'll get some conflict resolution. If you have any beef in the community, we're here to work it out with you. We're here to serve you. And that's what we should do. We all should do the same each and every day. Once a week, the religious house that Minister Reef said, we did it once a week, all the religious house in the city. It will make a difference in our community. And that's how you can say make it a safe and decent place to live. And that's what
is due to Allah. Well, certainly we congratulate Student Minister Abdul Sharif Muhammad, the laboring staff, as well as the believers and the people of the city, registered and unregistered, for their wonderful work in the distribution of the Final Call and all of the support that they bring to the movement, the 10,000 Fearless movement, as well as everything that you all are doing in the resurrection work. It is exemplary. And we say all praises due to Allah for your great work, dear brother.
That's right.
Now I notice, sister, first of all, let me extend the mic to our dear sister Starla as we are approaching the close of our program.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yeah. Brother Barry, this entire evening, one of the things that I've noticed is just, you know, your spirit, your enthusiasm, and your energy. So I'd like to ask you, I mean, you, of course, you know, you talked about 2015 and our instructions from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So, you know, you all in Atlanta hit the ground running. But can you talk about, you know, over these past few years, you know, there's been triumphs, but there's been challenges. But I'd like to ask you, how do you keep up your enthusiasm? How do you keep up, you know, the spirit, the continue to push through those challenges. And sometimes we know dealing with, our people can be a challenge, sometimes getting man and woman power with so many initiatives can maybe sometimes be a little challenge. But just talk about, man, your spirit, the spirit of the believers. Of course, our dear regional minister, Brother Sharif, that, keeps fueling you all to do what needs to be done in the community.
Well, one of the things that he's driven in us is, man, we got to keep up prayer. So you got to prayer, expect something back. We got to pray each and every day of the, and believe in the teachings what we talked about. And he always tell us that your belief count for nothing if you're not carrying out. You got to carry out what you say you believe in.
That's right.
And sometimes, sister, you may get, somebody may not come as short, but patient, long suffering, take plenty. And you see how those sisters came out and did what they did?
Yeah.
That's a part of it. Patient, long suffering, we all come together and work together. Especially when you're dealing with our people. That just don't mean our people inside too. You got to have patience too. And long suffering, and people begin to come in. And the time produced that, because there's nobody going to stop this movement. No one person can stop this movement that's going on, with me or without me, with our brothers. It's ordained by Allah, who came in the person of Master Farah, backed by the messenger. Honorable Salute Farrakhan, and student minister Reform make his word born. And we trying to help him make his word born. Because the mission was given to him as the minister, not just Atlanta, but the southern region.
That's right.
That's why you see southern regions on the move, because of we working in the community, to 10,000 fearless, working together with each and every other brother working, man. And that's what he teach, man. Be patient.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you, sir.
This won't happen. Just keep working.
Right. That's right. Yeah. Come on.
They coming, they ain't got nowhere else to go.
That's right. Praise be to Allah. Brother, I know we at that time, just a quick question. One of our guests, Thad Gals, asked, is it true Brother Barry is writing a book? Do you plan on writing a book, or is that a rumor?
I don't know about no book, brother. I'm just living.
Okay.
Do the right thing.
All right.
That's all I'm just writing for behavior. I'm just living and trying to do what's right, brother.
Okay. Praise be to
Allah. Book's already been written.
That's right. Praise be to Allah. Thank you, dear brother. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you, dear brother. As we approach our time for the announcements, I want to again extend the opportunity to our dear sister, Stala Muhammad, the final call manager, editing manager of the final call, for any closing remarks, and then we'll pass it over to Brother Chad. And then lastly, of course, we give our esteemed guests the opportunity to make closing remarks.
Yes, sir. I would just like to thank our dear brother again, Brother Barry Muhammad, for joining us this evening. And once again, just remind those tuning in, our brother gave the information that inshallah will be scrolling across the bottom of the screen. So in your city, whether it's a large city, a small city, a little town, or a hamlet, if you are interested in the work of the 10,000 Fearless and would like to begin the work in your area, make sure that you reach out to that number scrolling across the bottom of your screen. And Brother Barry said someone will call you back, will get you the information, the template that you need to begin the work of the 10,000 Fearless in your city or town. So we want to encourage you all in cities around the country to contact that number. So that way Brother Barry or someone else on the staff can contact you back, and you can get started with this mighty work in your city. So that's all that I wanted to say, Brother James, in terms of any final remarks before we go into our closing announcements later.
Thank you, Sister Stella. All praises due to Allah.
Yeah.
Chad?
Absolutely. Just to follow up with that, as our dear sister said, Brother Barry. You know, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. You know, your spirit, the humbleness of your spirit, you know, but the work that speaks volumes, you know, and it's just very inspiring as I look at all of the response, you know, from those that are tuning in, and it was like beautiful program, you know, just really enjoying this, brother, you know, just nothing but good accolades about what's going on with yourself and in the city of Atlanta and abroad. So we are in prayer, you know, that you just keep it up and keep being an example through the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, you know, that we can also pull some of those ideas and, you know, get it going in these other cities, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Some of us got to just revisit, you know, because we started something, but you know how it is, you know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It started up, but then it fade to black. So we just got to get it back going, you know, and get back on top of things. So most definitely have been an inspiration for me and a wake up call, dear brother. And I look forward to someday soon going back to Atlanta, you know, just grabbing some of that wisdom and bringing it home, you know, put it in my pocket, in my vest pocket, in my coat, in my book bag. I just want to, you know, just put it everywhere and then just come home and let it bubble back out, you know, so we can get to work and just grow as y'all have grown, dear brother. So we thank you, man. Allah continue to bless you and bless Student Regional Minister, Brother Abdul Sharif, and the believers of the Southern region and abroad. Praise be to Allah. Thank you, dear brother.
Thank you, sir.
Due to Allah.
Alhamdulillah.
And once again, let's reiterate that information regarding how we can become involved with the 10,000 Fearless, as well as how we can help financially. Now, let me say this regarding the need for financial support for such a magnificent effort, the 10,000 Fearless. You know, the enemy, he's always practiced, particularly where we are concerned, if there's wisdom, make sure the wisdom is separated from the wealth.
Come on.
If there's wealth, he wants to make sure that any wealth is separated from wisdom. And it's the wisdom of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan that has established and has initiated this 10,000 Fearless movement. So let us support this movement, not only with, of course, our lip service, which is fine. That's a way to support, but also with our bodies and with our finance.
Right.
So once again, donate to the 10,000 Fearless. You can do so through $ in Cash App for $ 10,000K Fearless 2. Once again, that's $ 10,000K Fearless 2. And let those donations roll in. Praises due to Allah. Great work, Brother Barry. Great work. Wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
We want to give you the opportunity to make some closing remarks.
I just want to say thank you on behalf of Student Minister Sharif and the staff. Let's continue helping your area, your mosque and your area. Let's keep working, making this word bond. Let's open more 10,000 Fearless so we can have work in the community done by not just only us, by the community, the worker. Once we started doing something in the community, other organizations going to do something to improve on that. We want to be able to make sure we support the 10K Fearless too. We are reaching out. We need more patrol cars, so we need your support. 10K Fearless 2. That's the Cash App. You can call us at 44963-1078. Let's continue working, man. And thank you, Brother Mr. James, for being able to start it before we enter into the 28th anniversary of the Million Man March. We at least be able to make it back, go back in our community and make it a safe and decent place to live. Let's do it.
Praises due to Allah. Let's do it. That is all our obligation. And of course, it is our instructions from the Messiah of the Christ, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Thank you again, dear brother. Once again, extend our love and greetings
to
the neighbors and to the believers and to the city, the people of the city and the area of the Southern region. From Closing the Gap Broadcast Network and of course from the 7th region under our dear beloved student regional minister, Patrick Muhammad. All praise is due to Allah. We're going to go into our closing commercials now, and thank you again, dear brother. Sister Stala.
Yes, sir, brothers and sisters. Thank you once again for joining another episode of Closing the Gap. And as always, please visit www.finalcall.com so you can check out the latest cover there of the Final Call newspaper. And while you're on that website, you can click on the digital button and you can take out a digital subscription on finalcalldigital.com. You can also, if you would like to get a print or a physical edition of the paper, you can also take out a subscription for that as well. You can also, in cities around the country, when you see the FOI, the Fruit of Islam, out in your community with the Final Call newspaper, make sure you pick up a copy, not only for yourself, but make sure you pick up a copy or two for a family member or friend. Also on that very same website on finalcall.com, if you click the button that says store, it will take you to store.finalcall.com where you can order the books of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, as well as his messages, as well as messages by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Again, that is on store.finalcall.com. And last but not least, Final Call Radio. That's Final Call Radio. You can download the app, or on that same website, there's a button that says Final Call Radio, and that will take you to where you can get excerpts of messages by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, as well as snippets of his musical releases. You can get that also on Final Call Radio, and that is available 24 hours, 7 days a week, and that's Final Call Radio. And with that, I will hand it to Student Minister Chad Muhammad for his closing announcements.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you, Sister Stala. We just want to extend the invitation for those that are listening, whether it's your first, second, or third time. And if you heard what was inspired by most of us, I should say, from what's going on in Atlanta and abroad, just doing the work, doing the mission, and you want to learn more about the Nation of Islam, we want you to join us at www.noi.org/join, and then fill out the digital form that you see here on the screen so that someone can get in touch with you and that you can start the process of being in orientation class. Once again, that's at www.noi.org/join. And also, of course, family, there's a special broadcast will be tomorrow. If you can go to your nearest study group, your mosque, and we have a special lecture that's going to be given by Student Minister Ishmael Muhammad called Atonement in the Great War. So we want you to tune in by webcast. If you can't make it out to the study group of mosque, you can go to noi.org and tune in and listen to this great message. And make sure you share. The flyer should be on all platforms. Make sure you share with someone, because you don't want to miss this special message in honor commemorating the 28th anniversary of the Million Man March, a day early, October 15th, tomorrow. So that's going to be 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, 12 p.m. Pacific, and also 3 p.m. Eastern Time. All right. So make sure you tune in and tell a friend, join up together, watch it like it's a movie, and enjoy it by Allah's grace. All right. Thank you, family. I turn it back over to you, Brother James.
We certainly look forward to that message. And we want to let our dear student minister, the national assistant to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, know that he is in our prayers. We're confident he's going to do a magnificent job with that profound message from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So we all are waiting, as they say, with bated breath and joyful anticipation of hearing our brother in his distillation of that magnificent message. So may Allah continue to bless you, Brother Minister Ishmael. We love you. We want to thank the Executive Council of the Nation of Islam for their great work of guiding as a rudder, if you will, this great ship of the nation of Islam. Thank you to all of the members of the Executive Council. We want to thank the believers all over the world who support this effort, this network entitled CTGB Network or Closing the Gap Broadcast Network. We could not do what we're doing without your wonderful support. Just to keep you abreast as to what we're doing, we always want to let you know that we are doing something in forward motion with this broadcast with your help. So if you could display how we're growing, dear Sister Sheila.
Oh, yeah.
All praise is due to Allah. We just ask you to tune in to Closing the Gap Network broadcasts. And there are 8 broadcasts, as a matter of fact. I'm not going to list them individually as I normally do, just to say, tune in. This is going to go out to everyone so that everyone in social media will know when the broadcasts are actually airing and which broadcast is airing. But I want to thank all of the hosts of the affiliate broadcasts that are part of the Closing the Gap Broadcast Network. All praises due to Allah. Lastly, once again, remember, your greatest support is your time and your attention that you give to us, that we appreciate every time one of these broadcasts airs. We want to ask you, in addition to that, to help us financially. You can go to Cash App at $CTG Broadcast. You can also help us by donating through PayPal, which is jkingdom1 at AOL.com, and then also Zelle, which is Zelle Closing the Gap Broadcast at gmail.com. Thank all of you who have been supporting. We thank Allah for you and your continued support. And if you continue to support us, we're going to grow. This is all on your behalf, on behalf of the truth and the message of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, whose pleasure we are attempting to achieve. Because if it's not pleasing to him, we may as well, I don't even want to say it, but if it's not pleasing to him, that's the number one objective, to please the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and to be a helper to him in his great and our great mission of the resurrection of the dead. So thank you all, and may Allah continue to bless us. Next week, inshallah, we're going to be hosting our dear sister who hails from mosque number 27. She is in the protocol department, from what I understand, in 27. Her name is Anisa Muhammad, and she'll be, the theme of which will be very interesting, the chemistry of God. I'm looking forward to that. Tune in next week, same time, same station. That's October 20, what is it, the 21st? What is that date next week?
That would be...
That's the 21st.
The 21st. All praises due to Allah.
That's right.
So may Allah connect. I must be getting up in age, Sister Starla. So you all forgive me, but all praises due to Allah. Thank you again, and may Allah continue to bless you. See you next week, same time, same station. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, all praises due to Allah.